was not expecting that to be that heavy. Hmm. Oh. Is it supposed to look like that? 269. What do I have to say? 269. I want to do that first of all. That was gonna bug me. And I'm gonna start the medley. I'm gonna start the medley. Yeah, Liam, I never wear this shirt. Okay, so I bought this shirt in. Ooh, I do not remember the name of the city I bought this shirt in, but it's like in the suburbs of Japan. I mean, wow, I mean, come on. It's in the suburbs of Tokyo. And I like the shirt because it's striped, and I like the shirt because it's got a little Oswald the Lucky Rabbit here. But the head hole is like just slightly too wide for my liking. I don't like how much of like this part of me it's showing, but it's a very nice shirt. It's a very nice shirt. It's also really, it's a very nice shirt. That's so gross, Star. That's so disgusting. Hi, Liam. How's music? How's art? Guys, how's life? I'm not going to talk about the holiday today. I will say I forgot that it was a holiday today. And I saw on Discord that Momtown was like, Omni, how'd you forget it was a holiday? I was going to address that, but I didn't read the rest of the comments, so I don't really know what else Momtown said. Good morning, Liana. I don't know the rest of what Momtown said, but I will say honestly, Momtown, with completely ignoring like a lot of the controversy right around today's holiday, I'll just say in 2020, no holidays have felt like holidays. If I'm being honest, Halloween didn't really feel like Halloween. Memorial Day didn't feel like Memorial Day. Labor Day didn't feel like Labor Day. The 4th of July didn't really feel like the 4th of July. Nothing's really felt like anything. And something I keep thinking about is New Year's. What is New Year's going to feel like? I feel like New Year's is going to be this. I think New Year's is going to be this really weird holiday where everybody is going to make these posts like, oh, this year was so rough. Oh my God, Corona, the hits kept on coming, and people are going to make like a lot of like compilations and like videos and collages of like all of the bad things that happened this year. And they're going to be like, you know what, let's just take all the bad things from this year and leave them in 2020, baby, 2021 future. I think people are going to try to do that, and then the next year is going to also be kind of whack. But I'm curious to see how people are celebrating New Year's, because can we do Times Square? Can we do that? Right? Because it's like it's a public area, but can they do that? It's New York after all. I mean, New York's been kind of in trouble with like the Corona stuff, so like, can they do that? Obviously, a year ago on New Year's, I was playing a show, so that's not going to happen. Typically, I play a show every New Year's Eve. I'm somewhere playing something. But like, that can't happen, right? So what are people going to do? Is everybody just going to sit in? Do you guys want to do like a movie thing? No, that's weird. You guys probably have something cool you want to do. I'm probably gonna do a movie thing on New Year's Eve. Yeah. Yes. I think that's what I would be doing. I stayed home last New Year's Eve. I had a cold. I've literally never been outside the house for New Year's, says Dar. New Year's is gonna suck this year. Nathan said it's gonna make. I don't know who this is, Dar. I mean, do you think de Blasio is gonna allow them? I don't know. I'm not a New Yorker. I try not to weigh in too much on like what I think New Yorkers or New York politics or New York populace will or won't do, but I don't. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Leona says they'll probably have to shut it down. I know out here in LA, we have this big thing that is equal to Times Square. Like, tons of people go to this place called Grand Park, which is kind of like LA's Central Park. It's this park that spans several city blocks. Like, if you stand at one, and it also descends, it's actually really nice. Not a lot of people talk about it, but in downtown LA, there's this thing called Grand Park. There's a huge fountain up by the courthouses and the Department of Water and Power. And then there's like stairs, and you have to cross the street, and you're at this part of the park. That's a completely different city block. And then you go downstairs, and you cross the street, and you're at this part of the park. But if you're standing up at the fountain, you can look all the way down like 6 blocks to City Hall. And during New Year's, they have that all blocked off, and it's just filled with people. You can't see the grass, you can't see the street. They have the streets cut off, so it literally is just all of those city blocks, all the way from City Hall up to this fountain, is just people. And last year, Aloe Black was there, and he performed his song, you know, the "Wake Me Up When It's All Over, When I'm Running." He did that, and everybody was going wild. It was great. It was a fun time. The subway is free on New Year's Eve because they understand that everybody's going to be drunk, and Ubers in downtown are a nightmare, so they make the subway free for all of New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, and that can't happen this year. So I don't know what people are going to do. Dar says they do movies every year during New Year's. They have no life. Let's watch a New Year's movie, says Dar. I have a perfect layout of Grand Park now, thank you. Oh, good. I'm glad. I can send you pictures too. It's very pretty. It's very pretty. I mean, obviously, Central Park is Central Park. Is there any park that's better than Central Park? Man-made park, sorry. Is there any man-made park that's better than Central Park? I would argue maybe Golden Gate Park, but dang, uh-oh. Oh, wow. I would love to revisit that later. Grand Park versus Golden Gate Park. Central Park versus Golden Gate Park. That's a topic. That's a whole conversation. Has anybody in the stream even been to both of the parks I'm talking about? I feel like maybe not. New Year's is gonna get so messy this year, says Zumbi. I agree with you. That's a Avicii song, but Aloe Black, I guess, can perform it. He was on it. Whoa, Dar, whoa. Oh, you're a bit. Whoa, Dar. I'm not gonna address that. R.I.P. That's no competition, says Liana. Yes. Ooh. Oh. Good morning, Isidora. I've only been to Central Park, obviously, says Umbe. Liana has been to both. Liana prefers Golden Gate Park, I'm assuming? Because Liana says no competition. Liana lives in the Bay, so I'm going to go ahead and give Liana, home field advantage? Is that the one you're voting for? Or are you saying it's no competition, that your park sucks, and Central Park is the better of the two parks? I mean, Central Park is huge and way better. Oh. Wow. Okay. So I wasn't expecting that. I had a whole argument of why Central Park is kind of cool, but now since you've gone on the side of Central Park, I have to play devil's advocate, or I have to play the Bay Area's advocate. Okay, so for those of you that have never been to Golden Gate Park or Central Park, I feel like you probably get, thanks Isidora, I bought this in Japan. It fits me kind of weird, probably because I'm not Japanese, but I do like it. It's very nice. It's very comfortable, and it's striped, which is my whole thing. So, I looked at Golden Gate Park. I don't know how to compare it. Golden Gate Park is also very huge, and Golden Gate Park also has facilities. Like, what people need to understand is, if you haven't been to either one of these parks, Cinder Park is also pretty sketchy. But okay. Liana has a point that Golden Gate Park is kind of sketchy. They both have their pros and cons, but for those of you that have not been to either one of these parks, this might sound silly and maybe like I'm over explaining, but they're not simply parks. Both of these parks have like facilities. There's like museums in the park. There's like facilities in the park. There's tennis courts in the park. There's pools. There's all kinds of stuff in the park because the park spans several city blocks. They're like miles of park, if that makes sense. So, square miles of park, square miles of park. So, it's very, very big. It's very, very long. It's the pride of the city. Cinder Park I've been to several times. Golden Gate Park I've only been to twice. Cinder Park I've been to like too many times. I've gone all through there. Both of them kind of have this really cool thing, right? Where I think both of these cities are concrete islands, right? Where there just isn't a lot of nature because there's so limited space and it's all concrete. So they have this kind of designated place you can go if you want to like get out into the wilds without necessarily leaving the city. Um, and so they both have this kind of like, if you walk around Golden Gate Park, there are times where you can turn a 360 and not see the city. You can like kind of forget where you are. And same thing for Central Park to an extent, where you can be walking through Central Park and kind of look around and go like, I feel like I'm in a forest. Like you're looking at squirrels, you're looking at fish, you're looking at, I don't know, raccoons or something. You're looking at nature. And even the sounds of the city in this beautiful way can kind of fall away when you're in Central Park. There are certain parts of Central Park where just the foliage is so thick that it actually blocks some of the noise of the city, and it's peaceful. You can like go read there, you can eat lunch there. I've ate lunch there several times, and it never gets old. I'm a fan of New York City. Golden Gate Park has the same, or I should say a similar vibe, where you can get lost and you can eat lunch there. But I would say that Golden Gate Park is a little bit more out of the city limits, where it's like you kind of have to go to it. Central Park, you can kind of just end up at magically, because it's like smack dab in the center of Manhattan. Golden Gate Park, not so much. I can totally understand why Liana says that Golden Gate Park is pretty sketch. Golden Gate Park, I would say, is less manicured than Central Park is. Central Park is very manicured to look very beautiful. It's like the pride of New York City. Golden Gate Park is more so like a nature reserve in the city, where it's like, you can go there. There are parts of it that look kind of ugly. There are parts of it where, it's just got some rougher. It's got more rough around the edges maybe than Central Park does. But I think they're both equally as dangerous. People always say like don't go jogging through Central Park at night. Central Park at night does change. As somebody that's been there at nighttime, it changes. It becomes a completely different environment. I've never been at Golden Gate Park though after dark, but I assume it's not the best. I mean, the city of San Francisco, depending on where you are after dark, does turn into a different thing. I had a friend staying with me recently who lives in San Francisco, and she was just here. And every 2 seconds, she would, this is an exaggeration, every like 2 hours, she would like get up and freak out and run to the window and look out and look at her car. Because people break into cars so often in San Francisco that she was paranoid. She was like, I went down and I moved her car because it was street sweeping day and I moved it somewhere else. And then like she heard a car alarm going off like a whole like street down, and then freaked out and ran down the stairs, and I was like, is everything okay? Is everything okay? And then she woke up and she was like, oh, I left my laptop in my car. It's definitely gone now. And I was like, no one's gonna break into your car and steal your laptop. This is East LA, baby. Okay, Liana says, I have a friend who grew up living next to Golden Gate Park and lives in New York City now. I should ask him. Oh, word. You should. I like the horse carriages, says Liana, talking about Central Park. Central Park is the only saving grace of New York, says Umbe, which I can agree with. As somebody that didn't realize how much I needed nature around until I spent an extended period of time in New York, I was like, I felt choked. And so Central Park is a really important thing for me as somebody who does not live in New York full time, but only just experiences on extended visits. Golden Gate is definitely in SF, just far from downtown. Word, yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry, that's what I meant, Leona. I know I kind of meant it's far away from the city in the same way that somebody could say that I live far away from the city of LA, because I don't look out my window and see a bunch of tall buildings, you know. But yeah, it definitely is in the city. Zimbabwe's got some cool natural parks, says Liam. Word. My house was broken into when I wasn't there, so I'm like desensitized to home invasion. I hear you. I hear you, Dar. I hear you. So Kana is talking to Liam, fellow African. Word. Cyber's here? Cyber's here. Of course Cyber's here. Hello, Lindsay. Dar says, I also seen one of my neighbors with a bullet wound in his head screaming he doesn't want to die at like 7. I'm assuming that's supposed to be AM. Desensitized to a lot of crime. I'm definitely desensitized, but I am not going to recount the anecdotes of why I'm desensitized, because I don't want to bring this stream any further down than Dar's bullet head story just did. So I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna let you have that one, Dar. But yeah, being desensitized is definitely a thing. Happy Thanksgiving, says Mike. What are your plans? You're looking at them. Jeff Lee says Central Park is designed to make you feel like you aren't in the city. Agreed. The pathways are laid out in a way that every time you walk, you can enter and you can take a new way and discover something new. I agree with this, Jevely. I love that Central Park has that. I love this conversation, by the way, but I love that Central Park has that effect on people. It also had that effect on me. I will also say, I don't know, Jevely, if you were in the Discord when I was like sharing all the photos of like the mountains that are literally like minutes from my home. There is a slight difference. I love Central Park, but when I'm walking through Central Park, it does feel like I'm walking through Disneyland. It feels like a man-made experience where they're like, we want you to feel this way, so we're putting this tree here so that hopefully people will read under it. But then like going into the actual mountains and actual nature and seeing like a natural stream or like a brook, it is like, I'm not saying it's better or worse. I'm just saying it's different. And do I have a preference? I guess I prefer the real deal. But if you're in New York, I mean, that's not an option. So Central Park is beautiful. And I do love all the time and care that goes into creating the experience that is Central Park. Just like I appreciate all the attention to detail that goes into creating the experience that is Disneyland. I wish Barcelona had more parks, says Isidora. In the city, they're a little far away. And Taylor Nicole has just arrived. Good morning, Taylor Nicole. Parks used to mean a lot to me in Arizona. The weird thing about parks in LA is actual nature is so close that parks are really poorly maintained. I'll put it that way. And I don't even think this is a hot take. Echo Park, Silver Lake Park, Highland Park, Lincoln Park, Grand Park, Grand Park even, MacArthur Park. A lot of the bigger, more famous parks in LA are so poorly maintained. They kind of look a little scummy, whack, a little dirty. Like the lakes or the ponds that are in them always kind of have like junk in them. Whether that junk is natural foliage that has fallen from trees or it's literal human waste. Like, they're not as well maintained as something like Central Park. And the reason I think that is because actual nature is like right there. It's like right there. It's like for the same reason that LA doesn't have a bunch of cool water parks, because we have the beach. And so I think that that's why LA parks do kind of suck, because we have like natural parks that are pretty good. Nobody says Lincoln Park, yes, but not that one. I think a lot of big cities have a Lincoln Park, but our Lincoln Park is super scummy. I used to hang out there because they have a built-in Lincoln Park behind it. Why am I getting specific? Nobody lives in LA. Lincoln Park has a skate park attached to it, and there's a very specific gated area next to that skate park where there's always a taco truck that's parked there, and I used to like just chill and eat there because there's this lady that used to hang out at that skate park that I really liked. She was cool. She was cool. Wherever she is, hope she's doing okay. Moonbase says Central Park is right next to Billionaires Row, so it'll always look nice. That's a very good point. That's a very good point, Umbe, because I did like tear into the parks and how they look bad in LA, but I was not counting Bel Air and Beverly Hills, which are technically part of LA and have amazingly manicured parks. But I think I go to, if I'm being honest, I go to Beverly Hills like once a year, twice a year, with one of them being on accident. One of them being like I'm just trying to avoid traffic, and then it takes me through Beverly Hills, but I don't really go over there. It's not really my comfort waters. Do you have raging water? Says Taylor Nicole. Not in LA, but you can go to them. They do exist, but not in LA. The LA River gets a little rough in areas, but I would not use the term raging waters to describe any of the water in LA unless it's hidden and I just haven't found it. No one wants to put money into infrastructure, says Jesse, in urban environments. It's just the entertainment. It's just entertainment for those people. Free entertainment. Interesting. That's fair. I'm not going to disagree with that. Central Park is really poorly maintained. Was really poorly maintained for the longest, says Jesse. But Upper East Side, Upper West Side, the Billionaires Row, surround it now. Beautiful, beautiful history. Beautiful history. When I will say the terms Upper East Side and Upper West Side mean absolutely nothing to me. Not to say like I don't care or that I'm not learned. All I'm saying is when I was in New York, every time I'm in New York, and I'm looking at the map of Manhattan, and somebody says, "Oh, they're in Upper West Side, they're in Upper East Side," I try to attach things to those terms, right? Upper East Side is this. Upper West Side is that. East Side is this demographic of people. Upper West Side is this demographic of people. But then, because I'm from the West Coast and things are huge here, Jesse and company, things are huge on the West Coast. So if somebody's talking about a region, for example, I live in a very, very Chinese neighborhood. If I go 6 blocks south, I'm still in that very Chinese neighborhood. If I go 6 blocks north, I'm still in it. If I go 6 blocks east, things start to get a little bit more Hispanic, but I'm pretty much still in the Chinese neighborhood. Whenever somebody said like Upper West Side and Upper East Side, I think I asked somebody one time if Harlem was considered Upper West Side because I was looking at the map and I was like, well, here's the West Side, here's the Upper, and there's Harlem. Is Harlem Upper West Side? Somebody was like, nah, not really. They're like, Upper West Side is like its own thing, and Harlem is its own thing. And I was like, then I don't understand. And then I was trying to talk to some people were talking about Harlem, and they're like, that's Spanish Harlem. And I was like, it's just one of those things that, like, since I didn't grow up in the city, the general geographic and demographic makeup of Manhattan always eludes me. Because the sections are so small. Like Chinatown and what's that area? Soho. Like, I thought that Chinatown was Soho, or at least thought they touched, but I don't even know if they necessarily touch. Then Alphabet City, people were like, oh no, that's Alphabet City. It's just a lot. It's what? It's like 2.5 square miles or something like ridiculous like that, and it's just, it's bigger than that. Sorry, that was disrespectful. But it's a very small island, and it's just there's so much, and my poor dumb slow West Side brain can't handle the amount of micro communities that are there. Because LA has micro communities, but every LA micro community is like 10 square miles, you know? Okay, anyways, I'm sorry if this conversation is not interesting. I know not everybody lives in or has even been to New York City, so I don't know if this is at all interesting. I do like how you can go from Huntington to Big Bear in a day, though. That is very nice about the West Coast. I do like, beach to mountains is always very nice. Jevely says, since you mentioned Central Park had a lot of stuff, I wanted to name out some stuff to give people who haven't been an idea. That's really cool. Oh yeah, I see the thing up higher, the zoo and everything, the swimming pool, basketball courts. Yeah, it's very, very nice. I do love that. I love having a community center that's steeped in quote unquote nature. Nearly all these people are white. The density is crazy. So many different sets in such a tiny space. Yeah, Jesse, it makes it a little confusing for me. It's a little easier here on the West Coast. It's a little easier to understand. It's very easy to understand when somebody says, hey, Century City, that's where all the Jewish people live, and you go to Century City, and it is a city in LA. Like, it has a skyline and everything. People don't talk about Century City. People don't talk about Century City enough. I'm here to inform you guys. There's an entire city in West LA. It's called a city, but it's part of LA. Anyways, Century City, it's a huge city, and there's so much money there, and there's so many great restaurants there, and there's zero way to get there by the subway. Like, you cannot get to Century City on the metro. You either have to have a car, or you have to have an Uber, or you have to have very determined legs if you want to get to Century City. But there's a place in Century City called Noah's Bagels, which I think is from the East Coast, and it's just, they have some over here. Delicious, delicious. Culver City, there's just so many. There's so many, like, small communities in LA, but when I say small, I mean in relation to the size of LA, which is huge. Not actually small. Like, these places are big. Like, in Manhattan, you can walk through 5 communities, you know, in an hour. In LA, like, that's not happening. You're not going to be able to do that. My cousin lives up there, so it's nice to go up there in a day and stay for 2 days. Sorry, 2 days and then leave, says Mike. Harlem is its own area north of the park. The Upper West and Upper East Side are directly left and right of the park. Soho and Chinatown do touch. Thank you, Jevly, for clearing up some of these misgivings of mine. Soho and Chinatown do touch. The lines are just so rough for me. The lines are really rough. I love Manhattan. Sorry, let me take that completely back. Let me walk what I just said all the way back. I like New York City. Manhattan, I don't actually like that much. Brooklyn, I do like. Brooklyn, parts of Brooklyn. It's hard to just say all of Brooklyn because it's a really huge borough, but there are parts of Brooklyn that I felt like, yo, I could live here. This feels good. But I feel like, and I've said this once before in the stream, I feel like the culture of New York is in people's, like, it's in people, you know? And you can't move, in my opinion, a lot of people move to New York and it's great. In my opinion, you can't really move to New York City and then get New York City in a few weeks or a few months, or honestly, even in like 2 to 3 years. There's like something about people that have been born and raised in New York that they understand the whole trajectory of the city to a level that I wouldn't feel comfortable living there without having some of that. For example, I'm from Arizona. And somebody could arguably move to Phoenix, Arizona, and after like a year go like, I kind of get it. Like, I understand. Don't go there. I can kind of go there. That area kind of sucks. That one used to suck, and now it's getting gentrified. Like, you can kind of get it. But New York is way, in my opinion, too culturally complicated to just jump in at, like, I don't know, year 200 and go like, yeah, like, I kind of understand this. And for me, I don't really ever feel comfortable and confident and safe in a city until I feel like I understand it. I feel like I understand LA. And I think that a lot of that comes from the fact that LA is just so big and open and not very... LA has a very loose identity, in my opinion. New York has a very, very tight, very concrete, decided identity. Like a stronger identity, in my opinion, than LA. This is not a New York is better than LA conversation. This is just one just has a stronger identity than the other. And that's okay. The LA metro area is just so huge, says Jesse, and the residential density makes it really hard to figure out where to be. Trying to plan trips or things out there is a nightmare, but I can see how it could be an interesting place to live, minus traffic and air pollution, for sure. Living in LA is amazing for me because it ceases to be a city once you live here, and it instead becomes kind of like you just kind of like find your places. I feel like it's probably the same way about New York, right? when you move to New York, you probably aren't thinking about all of New York. You probably are like, yo, I live, you know, 20 minutes maybe from Chinatown, but I haven't actually gone to Chinatown in maybe a year. In LA, I feel like that happens to people a lot. Like if you move to Santa Monica, you're probably never going to see me because there's no reason why you would go to my area of LA. There are a lot of parts, like how I was just talking about Beverly Hills. Beverly Hills is not far, really, for me. It's in the city. I could get there. If I get in my car, I could get to Beverly Hills in 30 minutes, but it's just like it doesn't exist in my map, my mental map of the city, which isn't necessarily a thing that is as common in places like Arizona, where I'm from. In Arizona, you kind of see a lot of the metro area on a semi regular basis because there aren't as many like small bubble communities. Home base says learn your home, folks. Some people in New York City never actually leave their work school route. It's a shame, really. I agree with this. The entire East Coast is so steeped in history that, in a way, that the West Coast isn't, and it kind of blows my mind. Yeah, I mean, yeah, yes. That comes with pros and cons, right? The con is that things feel less significant if they're not steeped in history. You know, people think of like, wow, New York. People think, wow, Boston. Portland, Seattle, San Francisco, LA, and San Diego are never going to have the importance and like strong identity that places like Philadelphia and Boston and like Washington D.C., obviously New York City are gonna have. Even New Jersey, like they have a stronger identity. But the cool thing about the West Coast to counter that bad thing is, I feel like there's a way more freedom of identity with a city. Like a city doesn't necessarily mean anything, because like most cities out here on the West Coast, we don't even really have accents. There's like really rough like quality of life things. Like yeah, a Seattle person might have different reactionary like wardrobe, for example, than somebody that lives in San Jose. But you're not getting like really strong armed out of things. And I think that that's why everybody kind of just feels like they can move to LA and just make it whatever city they think it is instead of actually moving to LA and then conforming to. Like I feel like if I move to New York, I do have to some degree kind of change the way I am if I'm like a West Coast person in order to kind of fit in and survive in New York. You can kind of come to LA and just be whatever the heck you want, and everybody goes, I guess they're a Los Angelino. I can't tell them they're not. Okay, anyways, I was born in New York, but not raised here, says Jevely. I moved back in high school and had friends take me places all the time, and I feel like I quickly understood it enough, but there was always something to discover, for sure, Jevely. This sounds believable. I believe this. Mike says, when you live here, you find smaller places. It's not all LA people go to bougie Gucci store every day, says Mike. I usually just walk around and find a small place. Oh, I know. I mean, I know. Maybe you're just I know that, but yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, it's not. I mean, I don't. I obviously don't go to bougie places. Look at the shirt I'm wearing right now. Look where I am. Look where I am. This look like Gucci, to you guys. I think a lot of the identity that a lot of the identity crisis of LA comes from people that come to LA and create an identity, not from the actual city itself. LA doesn't really mean anything. I don't think LA means anything. There's a lot of cool stuff that happens here that doesn't really get added to the personality of the city. I think a lot of people think of LA and they think of, still somehow in 2020, people think of LA and they think of like actors, or maybe they think of like influencers and like streamers or YouTubers. Like they're thinking of entertainers, which is weird because I'm an entertainer and I did move here. So there is some of that. But I think like we all came here, like a lot of the entertainers came here. They aren't Los Angelinos. Like the actual Los Angeles people, they don't really get a say in the identity of LA all the time. And it's kind of weird. Like a lot of the people that I know, like a lot of my neighbors and a lot of people that I'm friends with out here are from here, and they're not like that at all. They don't even like go to downtown. That's the funny thing. Like my neighbors are just like, I haven't been to downtown since 2004 or something, and I'm like, what? I go like every other day, and I'm just like, well, I mean that makes sense. I like downtown because I came here for it. They were born here. They don't necessarily like that place. Yeah, it's different. It's different. I think that to me, I came to LA, and so to me, LA is a very musical city. But there are a lot of people that live here that could honestly disagree with that. All right, remember to like the stream. I didn't get through the medley, so I guess I like played the intro to love letters a bunch of times. Here. Let me I want to do something happy. I don't know. Everything I can think of to play is like kind of gloomy. I'll do. Oh, Clover Salad. Venomade remix, but all instrumental, says Mike. Sure. Why not? I have a question for the stream. My question is, have you ever interacted with a piece of media and it like messed you up a little bit? And to elaborate, like there there have been a few pieces of media. Like I remember reading the book House of Leaves. I don't know how many people read the book House of Leaves, but it did something weird to my brain, and it's hard to explain. But at a certain point throughout reading House of Leaves, I started like getting like uncomfortable and like kind of like upset, and it didn't feel directly related to the words I was reading, but I knew it had something to do with the book. um, it like messed with me a little bit, and I don't know why. Good night, Liam. There's another one too. There's another thing that did that. And if that's happened to you, what was the piece of media? Oh, the video game The Witness did that to me. Playing throughout the video game The Witness, something weird started happening to my brain. Also, the game Braid, which are by the same people, same dude, so I think he just knows how to like mess with me, I guess. But like, I very distinctly remember playing The Witness and getting to a certain point in The Witness where I was like, I my body's telling me to stop playing this game. My body is like actively rejecting this game. I'm like getting sick. I'm getting like headaches and stuff. I'm having really weird dreams. I'm like getting like snappy with people. Like I don't even handle conversations the same way. Like mess with me. House of Leaves also did that, like I said, which is a book. The game. Oh, Mike knows the game I'm talking about, so it happened to them too. This is good. This is good. Oh wait, no. For me, it was Danganronpa. The first person I've heard say that actually. Um, it triggers my It triggers your fight or flight response. No, no, Taylor. I wish that it did because that would be a lot easier to explain. It triggers this weird. It's just a weird. There's definitely like a psychological word for this, but like you feel. I don't want to just throw the word disassociating out because I feel like in 2020 people just say that word. People will use that word wrong all the time. Maybe not necessarily disassociating, but you're just off. It's like doing something to you. It's making you feel a way. It's making you feel weird. Hmm. The game triggering some deeper unease. Yeah. Yeah, Jesse. Yes. Out of body experience? No. I I tried to talk to somebody recently about what I thought was an out of body experience, and they got so uncomfortable that I don't feel like I can talk about that anymore. Okay, like a stress response? Not a stress response. Well, maybe actually. Maybe. For example, in The Witness, I don't really want to talk too specifically about The Witness because I don't want to spoil it for anybody that wants to play that game because it is a very good game. Uh, but it did that. House of Leaves did that too, and it will be harder for me to explain how House of Leaves did it. Um, yeah, I will never spoil a thing, and I don't want to spoil a thing. Who is that? And I don't want to miss a thing. Oh, that's Aerosmith. I won't spoil anything, but House of Leaves also did that to me. What's something else maybe that you guys have all experienced that did that to me? It's a very rare thing. It's very rare. It's very rare. It's not very common at all. How do I play piano? I've gotten like into like looking at my hands in their reflection, like in the window, and it's weird looking. Ew, weird. My hands look so different from this perspective than they do from the side. Makes me look like I'm better at playing piano when you look from the side. Um, Braid definitely left me feeling some kind of way, says Jesse. Yeah. I would argue all media messes you up on some way, says Liana going big. Liana's going big this morning. Hmm. What did you eat? What did you eat, Liana? What did you have for breakfast? I feel like some piece of media has done that to me, but I can't think of what. Um, there are pieces of media that do that to me, but the results are much more dramatic if the thing does it subtly than if it does it overtly. Like for example, unedited footage of a bear from like that Adult Swim thing that did it to me, but in a very overt way. Or like Too Many Cooks did it to me, but in a very overt way. Sometimes things will do it in this really like subversive, weird or more subtle way, and yeah, I don't know. And I'm trying to think of like something else. Hmm. Is there anything you guys can think of that just made you feel a way that's not describable with words? The movie Amelie. Seeing the movie Amelie fills me with a really weird feeling, and I try to watch that movie as little as possible, not very often, because the first time I saw it, it gave me this really strange feeling. And then watching it again, I think the feeling was lesser, but it was still there. And I try to not watch it as often because I don't want to like wear it out. I don't want to wear out that feeling, but it gives me a feeling I get from literally no other media other than maybe Paprika. The movie Paprika and the movie Amelie give me a very similar. Oh, and the movie Delicatessen give me a very. Oh, and to some degree, the movie Edward Scissorhands. I guess it does happen in quite a few movies. Paranoia Agent definitely weirded me out, says Liana. That was a very weird anime. There's this game called A Binding of Isaac. I am familiar with this game, Mike. It's very hard, but it's hard to explain the pure rage you feel when you have a good run only to die. Yeah, I know that feeling. This is not that covert, but Old Boy did that to me. Old Boy. Ooh, I love Old Boy. I love Old Boy. But Old Boy did something very specific to me, and I think it had nothing to do with the actual writing. I think what it had a lot to do with was the fact that it was one of the first Korean films I'd ever seen in my life. And sometimes just looking at a movie that's foreign, especially if you're not somebody that takes a lot of foreign film, if you look at a foreign film, sometimes it can do that to you. And I think what it's doing is it's just you don't really have any bearings. You don't have anything to hold on to. So if you're looking at Old Boy, the whole way that movie's built is like not like any American film I've seen. And so throughout the whole movie, you're kind of like floating. You have this weird feeling of floating. You just don't know where the stability is. I felt that way even to a certain extent watching Parasite. Less so because I had seen like a bunch of Korean films by the time I saw Parasite. But when I saw Parasite, there was this sense of like, I don't even really know what to like hold on to in this film. And I love that feeling. It's like a suspension. It's not suspension of belief. It's like suspension of stability, if that's a term. It's definitely not a film term. Okay, along with Bumbo. Am I reading that right? Bumbo and 99 coins and 99 keys. What's happening? You got a little Brimstone and Infamy along with the 6. Oh, you're talking about Binding of Isaac still. Okay, my bad. My bad. So it's a roguelike. So it's a roguelike? Is that what you're saying? Okay, that film Tech on Concrete also gave me similar unsettling feeling. I love Tech on Concrete. I want a Tech on Concrete poster. Maybe that's what I'll buy. Oh my god. Lindsay, you might have done it. I don't know if I'll find a image high enough res actually for a poster, but Tech on Concrete was huge for me. I think I oh man, who has seen the Amelie movie in this stream? Who's seen that movie? The first thing I thought of was Akira, but I was shown a scene when I was a kid that messed me up for sure. The entire movie's messed up. I know you've seen it, Isidora. Recently, I rediscovered The Lovely Bones. I still haven't seen that. No spoilers, please. Today is my birthday, and I'm glad I'm spending the time listening to your wonderful piano and reading chat. Aww. You want one? Does anybody know the K-pop group 101? Amelie was somehow too whimsical, maybe, to give me that feeling. Amelie. I just watched Amelie at, like, I guess the right time. I think I just saw it at the right time. I saw when my brain was, like, ripe for new input. Kid James here? Oh, hello, Kit. Welcome. Um, I don't know if I finished my point. It doesn't matter. Brain on Fire is a good movie and book too, says Taylor Nicole. I couldn't even watch it once, says Jevly. Before watching it, I did not know the type of movie it was. Hmm. 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 I think my monitor died, by the way, guys. It's the Thanksgiving song. Oh, what was that one thing I was playing yesterday? It was like. It wasn't that, but that sounded very funny. That's like some score mess. I think it was that. I like that, whatever that was. That's fun. Do I have a song that has those chords? Or is it just liminality? I might have to take liminality out of the intro of that one song because I do like the chords of like. Like with like a house drum. Oh, 269, 269. Thank you, Cyber. Sorry. The monitor's back, by the way. The monitor has returned. This is turning into one of those 24-hour lo-fi chill beats to relax to, study to, Omni edition. Is it? Is it, Mike? Is it? I'll have to take photos before we cut into pies this year, says Kit. Oh, by the way, this is 269. It's called Fretless Bass 2. Sorry, Fretless Bass 3. I don't know how many Fretless Bass they need. This is 3. This is today's. This is yesterday's. What's the difference? We don't know. It's 2. And this is the first one. Literally, we don't know what the difference is. This is 1. This is 1. Sorry, let me turn it up. This is 1. Wait, let me do something better. Sorry, that sounded really sad. That's 1. Here's 2. That is a little bit different. And here's 3, today's. Okay, so they all are very different. My bad. Okay, all right. There's this very specific. Okay, so there's this. I'm sorry. It's Thanksgiving. I'm hot. It's hot in here. There's this very specific vibe, I don't know, groove posture that somebody brought to my attention, and it pisses me off. I wish that. Ooh, it feels nice outside, by the way. That's Los Angeles. So anyways, I wish they had never brought it to my attention, because now I can't not feel myself doing it. But it's like, when finding a groove, that's cool. I hate how cool accidental chords sound. Crap, what was I talking about? Talking about something. I'm getting distracted. Oh, they brought to my attention like finding a groove. Thank you, Jesse. And I was like, that's stupid. You're making that up. I was like, you're making that up. I was like, you're making that up. You're making that up. And then this friend of mine had unfortunately saved several making it sound a lot. There was only 3, but 3 different videos of me doing it, and I was like, oh, I don't like that. Now I'm conscious of it. But it's like, when you finding a groove, for some reason, I always will go from being in front of the piano to gradually above the piano and looking anywhere else but at the piano. It's like looking at it, finding a groove, being like... Training for that is because I used to play with other musicians, and my poor brain is looking for other musicians. Like, you know when you like hit like a sick pocket with other musicians, and then you like make eye contact with the drummer, and you're like, yo, we're doing this. We're really doing this. I don't know what I'm looking at. Pigeons. I'm looking at my neighbors now, but Normally I'm looking at pigeons. Put pigeons or something. Like things around my room, looking at the salsa can. You hearing that? That's sick. And the accidental chords are always so pretty. I love that. What is that? We don't know. But I do like that. That's wrong. There it is. Ew. I gotta figure out what to do with those chords. They're not necessarily. Are those housey? Is this house, Cyber? Is that house? How you doing? You're fine. Oh no. Oh no. I can see him pulling out his phone. He's about to join the stream. Where's house? I think this is house though. That's fine. Crap, now that's distracting. Okay, I was playing this one. I was supposed to start higher. There we go, there's the groove. None of the supermarkets have beer, says Ube. If the supermarket down the street stopped selling alcohol altogether, I wonder how long it would take me to notice. Ooh, creepy. Ooh, creepy, what? I like that. I'll never play it again. I'll never play it again. Anyways. Oh no, that was so good, says Gently. Yeah, it was a really cool, like, creepy chord, right? I wish I could do crap like that on purpose. This part of the song always makes me think of Mario. It makes me think of Bowser. Bowser. What was that one like Bowser song? It didn't sound this like pretty. It was more menacing, but it was like the evil castle theme or something like that. Because it was an arpeggio. Somebody knows what I'm talking about. Cyber knows what I'm talking about. I go like, then I go like that, and then I go. I remembered it though, Joey. God, I have to figure out a way to work that into. I like this song now. Quarantine supply for Thanksgiving. The important stuff. Drink juice and alcohol. I want you. Nothing at all. I want real spicy Cajun fries. You guys can't hear my neighbors, can you? Should I close my window? I'm gonna start that one over again. Bear with me because I feel like I'm filling it out. I feel like I'm filling it out. I don't know what accent I've ever had. I would say none. I would say that I have the standard issue, good old boy American accent. But I have a really hard time with E and I. I have a really hard time with that. Heels and hills, feels and fills. I have to like really concentrate before I say those, or it'll always come out as E. I always say like feeling a cup with milk, or having to climb a hill. Hill, fill, bill. Anyways, I say pen and pen the same way. Pen and pen. Pen and pen. Yeah, I guess me too. I mean, does anyone really say pen? Oh, huh. Never mind. I guess you're right, Lindsay. Pen. Put a pen in it. I need to borrow a pen. They're all pen. Pen? The difference is too subtle. I'm not going to make a distinction there. Same word, same pronunciation. Goodbye, Mike. much, Emily. Thank you. It truly is a Thanksgiving feast. What's open? I don't want to cook today. I don't want to cook. What's open? Nothing. I guess I won't eat. Cyber says, are those ovens one at a time? All those ovens one at a time. What? What? All those ovens on at the same time. Word. Pen. Kin. Kinfolk. Kinfolk. Kenneth. Kinfolk. Kenneth. Kin. 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 Too subtle. Too subtle. I don't think anybody's going to call me out on that. It's like saying Catherine instead of Catherine. Usually when I say that, I started saying it as, hi, Cheems. Usually when I started saying it, it was as a joke because I had a close friend named Schilling, who I've talked... See, I just did it there. It said Schilling. I have a close friend I call Schilling, whose real name is Catherine, and she had a boyfriend. Did she? I don't know. She had a dude. And he would always call her Catherine. And I remember we were sitting in this place called Nando's Chicken, and I was looking at this man. Every single time he said her name, I would get a little annoyed. And then at the very end of the meal, I said, I'm sorry, are you saying Catherine? Like with an F? And he was like, yeah. It's fine. And I was like, wow. And nobody else at the table had noticed except for me. It really bothered me. And so I started saying it mostly as a joke. Catherine. And now I do it like for real. I do it for serious. And nobody calls me out because I think it's so subtle that people can't tell the difference. And I also feel the same way about pen and pin. Or kin and kin. Or gin and gin. Or Ben and Ben. Oh, this is fun. Or 10 and 10. Wait, 10 people were there. 10 people were there. Tinfoil. Yeah, it's too subtle. It's too subtle, baby. Umbe says, I guess the streams are technically PG-13, actually, says Umbe. Now and Meow says, oh, Liana, don't. I should have read ahead. That's my fault. I fell right into that one. All right, this song, though, after I get past the arc, this bit. Sorry. And then I get down here. And then I want to end it there and then go into a different part. I don't know what I was supposed to have said for Umbe. I don't know what the P word is. I don't know what the P word is. Is it pissed? Is that it? Is it pissed? Because somebody has gotten on me about saying pissed before. And I was like, is that I guess it's different. I think there's like different regional like bad words. Somebody was like, I feel like you don't swear but you say dick all the time. And I was like, oh, is that a swear word? My bad. I like, for some reason, just in my upbringing, that wasn't a swear. Ah, pee-pee. Was it pee-pee? Was it poo-poo? Was it during my Catherine? Oh! Wait, no, I said Nando's. I was like, maybe I said Pepe's, but that's a completely different chicken place. I don't know what I said. I wouldn't say pissed is worse in England. Doesn't pissed just mean drunk? Whenever my British people, Whenever people that I know that are from England say pissed, they're like they use it either he was pissed, which is like drunk, or they'll be like, we're just taking the piss out of you, and that's like making fun of somebody. But I don't know what word I said, but I apologize, Uwe. I can't remember. Uh, Are you taking the piss? That sounds more like jazz, says Umbe. But I guess house is like a subgenre of jazz. What? Umbe, are you replying to something? Are you replying to a thing that I said like 30 minutes ago on the street? Am, guys, can you confirm? Are you guys seeing this comment too, or is like my monitor broken or something like that? Umbe, I might like just now be getting your responses about like my jazz chords thing, like that thing, but like. Leon's saying no, not broken. Okay, so you see it too. Umbe, are you replying to that? That's wild. You have a wild memory. The word piss makes Umbe smell. No, makes it. Sorry. Wow. Sorry, guys. It's my glasses. Maybe I need new ones. The word piss makes urine smell worse to me by association. Piss is worse than urine. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, all right. I hear you. I hear you. I feel that. Um, I hear that makes sense to me. Actually, that does make sense. Um, Umbe may be behind the stream, says Cyber. That's very far behind. But Umbe. I wish I could talk through time. Okay, guys. This song. Once I get to this chord here, it doesn't. That's not the end. That can't be the end. The song can't just go. I feel like I have to go somewhere else. Okay. And I'm trying to make sure that these songs, I certainly was, says Ube. Oh, Ube was behind. That's wild. My bad. My bad. That's my bad, not yours. Um, I'm trying to make sure these two songs go in two different directions. I'm trying to make sure this. I'm trying to make sure that song and then this song. Sorry, this song. Okay, all right. Okay, come on, Almy. Ooh, this song's gonna be fun. As soon as my wrist heals up, I keep triggering the fingerprint reader on the back, says Cyber, talking about the new phone that's got the little fingerprint thing right on the back, right in the center, right there. Dee-da, dee-da. What are we getting? What are we getting from this song, guys? How do you feel? Let me know. Let me have it. What are we feeling from this song? Mood wise, mood wise, mood wise. Leon says somber. Lindsay says sorrowful. I want to go somewhere weird. I want to go somewhere weird after that last one. Take them to a bad place. Someone says, "Hi, Omni." Hi, Salmon. How have you been? I love your stuff. You know, I'm such a fan. Does anybody know who Ollie London is? I make a lot of Ollie London references and nobody gets them. Someone says, "Hi, Omni. I'm sorry to mention that suddenly, but your stream has low volume in the comparison with the average YouTube video." Oh, thank you. This I am somewhat aware of. And this is a thing that we've actually talked about improving in season 3. Thank you for the feedback, though. I do really appreciate that. This is season 2, and season 3. There's going to be some changes made, and I thought about having a mic that would plug directly into my phone to maybe increase volume, maybe. I don't know. Or having like a whole interface. I don't know. We haven't made a decision on it, but this is something that I am aware of, but I do like to get feedback on still. If I have to grieve, this song would be fitting, says Lindsay. Interesting. Do I fall? Do I rise? Do I die? Do I live? It would be like, without the octave, it would be, is that chord? If I go dee, oh, maybe I play with like the arrangement of the notes a little bit. Liana, what is this? Liana? Wow, okay, alright. What do you want to hear, Liana? You want to hear double Lutz? I'm in the middle of something, but I could do a double Lutz. I could do a triple Lutz after that one. Hmm? The sticker always reminds me of the Ralph's grocery store. Have you seen that Ralph's commercial, um, Liana, that has the Flowrider song in it? The animation makes, well, whatever, it doesn't matter. You want to hear triple Lutz? Da, 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 no, dang it on me. Dang it. Okay. That's a weird transition. Sorry, everybody. Sorry, guys. Can't go there. Ooh. That's such a weird thing. Um, no. Dang it. Anyways, gonna be right back soon. I'm gonna get to the triple Lutz, I promise, Leon. I super promise. I super promise. This is breaking my brain, and it's literally hurting me. I can't stop for a second. Okay. Getting somewhere. Getting somewhere. It should be like. And that's wrong. Omni, what are you doing? Thanks, Lindsay. Um, that emoji scares me so much every time I see it. Just a little bit. Okay. Crap. I lost the thread, guys. And this sound is so loud. Omni, focus. The second half of it is giving me a headache. A little bit some way that she painted. Yeah, wasn't that here in California, Liana? I do remember that. Was that not in? That was here, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure that was here. It was like one of the beach towns. I very distinctly remember that, Lindsay. Lindsay, do you remember that? Remember that one? Ooh, it's like pirates. the what song was I just playing? I think the end of that song. Da da do weep ba ba beep ba da beep ba. Just believing. I think that song probably is going to get a new ending at some point. Um, crap. Hold on. I'm behind. I'm behind. Joey says I wanted to do a 10, but I like the sticker. And I thought doing it back to back might be obnoxious. I think I'm too in my own head. Anything is dope. I didn't know that there were specific stickers applied to specific dollar amounts. That's how stupid I am. That's how little I know. I thought that you just picked an amount of money and you got to pick a sticker. So, I'm stupid. But I do like the lemon head. It reminds me of I don't know if he's actually lemon, but it always makes me think of the dude from, the Justin Roiland character from Adventure Time. Lemon Drop or Lemon Head or Lemon Snap, whatever his name was. How is banning plastic bags the best thing that's happened this year? Umbe! Umbe! How dare you! How dare you say that? Sonic came out this year. How soon we forget? Sonic came out this year. Umbe? Sonic, the major motion picture. I understand forgetting though. I understand sometimes. Even I forget. So this year's been so bad. Lemon grab. Thank you, Jevely. This year's been so bad. Even I forget that Sonic came out this year. I think to myself, wow, 2019 was great. We got Sonic, and we got whatever else happened in 2019. I don't know. Whoa. Do do ba do 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 dee da ba da da ba bee ba da ba shh ba boom ba ba bee ba ba do bleep blop bleep lorping non-stop. It's one of those chord progressions that just can go on forever, and I kind of hate it for that reason. I don't know exactly where to take it to help it end. So that song, at least how I'm thinking of it now, just kind of comes to a pretty abrupt end. Da dee ba da beep bop ba bee ba da da dee ba ba da dee da boom ba 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 beep ba ba da beep ba bum ba 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 beep ba ba beep ba ba ba. I gotta add that. Ooh, I have to add all of that stuff. I have to add all of that stuff. Okay, so first off, the bass line, that's the thing that needs to change. Hmm. Oh. Hello. That's the thing that needs to change. Happy Thanksgiving. Are you eating anything dope? Are you eating anything dope? Oh, that's so sick. Guys, I figured out how to end it. I just have to like throw in like random like church movies, church like organ movements. I don't know what I'm eating today either. I've said it before in the stream, and I'll say it again, and I'll probably say it a lot in season 3. If you're ever looking for, if you're making, if you're ever looking to try to like diversify a chord progression or something that you're doing, like you're making music and you're trying to make it sound fresh or interesting or new, don't necessarily focus on trying to change the entire chord. Changing the entire chord isn't necessarily necessary. It's not necessary all the time. Sometimes just changing one note in the chord can be a whole thing. In the chord progression from that like sorrowful, somber song that I was playing, the chord progression for it, the first chord is this, and then the second chord is this. See how the top 2 notes stay the same? When I'm playing over it. And play over it, small changes, small adjustments can be made. I don't know how to play baseball music. I just don't know how. But small adjustments can be made to get a completely different sound out of it. Pro tip says, Umbe, the chord up an octave and pretend you did something impressive. That's also a very good tip. That's all of my art. That's all that is. Up until we get to that part, then there are 2 different chords. The bottom chord is this. The higher chord is this. See how they're one note different? That can also help. You're absolutely right, Umbe, even though you were kind of maybe making a joke. You're absolutely correct. I think bass lines is a really important thing. Like when you're thinking about chord progressions, usually when you're playing chord progressions, stream, you have 2 hands, right? So typically you're not going to just be doing one thing. You're not going to be using both of your hands to just play a chord progression. You might be having one hand play a chord progression, the other hand play a bass line. Or you might be having one hand play the chord and the other hand play melodies. And so when you're using the chords and the bass, sometimes you can play the same chord, this being the chord and this being the bass. Sometimes you can play one chord with a bass line, and then you can move the bass note but say the same chord. And then move the bass line again and keep the same chord. And then do it again. Same bass line, different chord. So you go like... I mean, it doesn't sound great, but you're getting different sounds. Different sounding chords just by moving the bass line around. And so in this song, that's one chord. This is 2 chord, 3 chord, 4 chord, 5 chord, 6 chord, 7 chord, 8 chord, 1 chord, 2 chord, 3 chord, 4 chord, 5 chord, 6 chord, 7 chord, 8 chord. It's 8 chords long, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But I'm throwing some extra, like, small things in there, for sure. Thank you, Jaime. I really appreciate that. Welcome back, by the way, Jaime. It's 8 chords, right? But I'm doing small things in there to keep the chords connected and sounding fresh. So I'm not just hitting 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going 1, 2, 3. 2 chords, but we're just gonna call it voice leading and say they're the same chord. 8 and 8, 1. Now, something you can do is move the bass line around, right? To get different, they're technically different chords, or at least different sounds out of a similar chord. So I could go, and then go. So just moving the bass line from here down here, makes it sound like you've moved chords almost. And it can kind of like spice things up. I'm not really moving my hand that much. I'm just moving one note. Ooh. Oh my God, what? Oh. Ooh. Oh my God, what the heck? All right. The acoustic version of this song, this is not what the full version of this song is going to sound like. I mean, we've heard it in the Friday stream. If you haven't heard it in the Friday stream, Jaime and company, you will hear it probably tomorrow if you have time for the stream. I know it's Black Friday. We got plenty of things to buy. I know you guys all need to go buy your big screen TVs and your PS5s and what have you, but I will be here and I will be doing a 6-hour long stream and I will tear into that song. Those are the same chords. Oh, those are the same chords for this one Bowen track, but I can't put my finger on the name. These. At least 3 of them, or at least 3 of the chords. 3 out of the 8. I feel comfortable with that, baby. That's less than half. If three of the chords that I'm hitting in this chord progression are the same as Bowen, God bless his soul. I should probably text him. Actually. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I think he uses those chords in Miss You. Ooh, I hear it actually. Thank you, Umbe. It starts. You're right. Ooh. I don't remember where it goes after that, but I do know exactly the song you're talking about. But then once I go here, I don't know if he goes there. I don't know what the next word he hits. He loses me after the first 3 chords. Very, very, very astute ear. Who brought that up? Jaime. Thank you, Jaime. I'd rather hear it for you. I forgot. I know that song. I'd rather hear it from you, Jaime, than like 2 years from now be listening to "I Miss You" by Bowen and be going like, "Oh my God, I think that sounds like the song I'm making." I kept humming that part while you played it in between and kept yelling at myself for not being able to name the song. Yeah, I'm very familiar with that song. That might have been the first song I ever heard by Bowen, actually. My vocal for it goes. No, it goes. Oh my God! Now I'm forgetting my vocal melody. It goes. It goes. I'm forgetting something. Oh, this is how it goes. Dang it, Omni. And it only does it twice in the entire song. Number 1 Bowen stan, says Umbe. Mm, it's a very good song. It's a very good song. It's really weird how similar and different me and Bowen's music is. I think that our sensibilities are the same, but our life experiences are just so different that it like the music ends up materializing, Jesus Christ. The music ends up coming out in like very distinctly different ways. But I would even argue that the like has a lot of the same chords that Bowen would use. Like, there's a lot of times where I listen to Bowen songs. I mean, one of the main reasons that I think that I'm attracted to Bowen's music artistically is because I hear things and choices I would make in his music. There are times when I listen to Tomo Goo 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 when I'm like, oh, I would do that. Or have you ever been listening to a song and you're hearing it for the first time and you're hearing a melody line or you're hearing a chord progression and you're already one step ahead? You're like, this is where I want to go. And then that artist goes the place that you were going in your head and you're like, oh, wow, that's fascinating. I think Bowen does that a lot for me. But I think that me and Bowen's palettes, especially in present day, um, are two slightly different paths, right? We're both making really dreamy, fun, bubbly music, but I think that my music has, forgive me for using the term, darker tones in present day, and Bowen's music has more ballady, mature, emotional tone. Emotional doesn't mean anything. I forget I said the word emotional. My music, I feel like my music has an edge of darker, and Bowen's music has an edge of sophistication. Ooh, I like that. I like that. I'm gonna go with that. Yes. We're both very happy. We're both very bubbly. We're both wearing pink, but I'm wearing like a bubbly pink hoodie, and Bowen is wearing a bubbly pink like Willy Wonka like three-piece suit. I don't know where I'm going anymore. Anyways, I'm so sorry, but this is a very interesting look at how two people can take different routes with similar chords. Oh, yeah, you're right. Frank Ocean did that to me once. I was like, man, I think you should do this with the song, and then he did it. Says to me, that's it's always really cool saying that. Um, I've said this before in the stream, but there are a lot of artists that I get compared to a lot because we kind of have the same. We have like the same like starter kit, but we just took them different directions. Like me and Bowen are very similar in our starting place and our sight line. Like we're looking at the same goal. We're just getting there two different directions, two different routes. Me and Ujiko kind of had that as well. Me and I would even say me and in the blue shirt kind of have that in a very weird way. We're like going the same direction, but he is like driving a car and I'm like taking a bicycle. It's like different modes of transportation, but we're still going the same way. Um, and I think I'm attracted to music that I hear that sounds like um, what I feel like I'm aligning myself with the artistic intent. Now, don't get me wrong. What I'm not saying is that I like people whose music sound like mine. That's not what I'm saying. I don't want to hear an artist who just has a song that sounds like Love Dream or something. I don't want to hear that. But what I do like is being able to have a perceived, I'm saying perceived because it doesn't necessarily have to be real, having a perceived connection to another artist because you're hearing them and you're going, wow, they're making a lot of choices that I would make as an artist. They seem to have very similar sensibilities. Word up. Oh. Word up, and enjoy the rest of your Thursday, Lindsay. I mean, I gotta get out of here anyway, too. Even though I started the stream at 10, we are well past the 2 hour point. Um, News. What's news, guys? Well, today's a holiday for some people, so let them enjoy their holiday. For the people who it's not a holiday for, I just hope you enjoy your Thursday. It should be really good. I have some music out: Signals, House of Omni, Tall Tales, Nice Dream, Love Dream, Speed Dream, Lust Dream, Daydream, Quick Breath, and Ego Death. You can hear these things on Bandcamp, SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Google Play, Amazon MP3, Tidal, Group, Deezer, Pandora, Napster, and YouTube. On YouTube, I also have something called Quarantunes. It's a playlist of original, exclusive to YouTube songs. Ooh, very, very interesting. Um, how do you say Tamagugu's name? You say T-O. Tamagugu's name is pronounced T-O-M-U-G-U-G-U-G-U. That's how you say his name. Now, you can say Tom GGG if you really want to, or sometimes I have just shortened it to Tom. I like if I'm in Japan talking to people about him, I will just say Tomu. I'm not gonna say Tamagugu every single time I bring him up because I feel like a clown. And I already feel enough like a clown just existing in Japan sometimes. I don't wanna worsen that. Cyber. 20. Wow, alright. What do you wanna hear, Cyber? What do you wanna hear before I play Hush Hour? Yeah, everybody needs to enjoy their holiday. Or enjoy their Thursday. Enjoy their Thursday. That's where you can hear all that music. Guys, there's no real news except for that tomorrow is another production stream. It's going to be 6 hours long. I really hope that you guys have time to join it. If you don't, no worries. But if you do, I'm only going to be revisiting songs that we've already established. I don't think I'm starting a new track in this one because I did scroll through like a lot of the production tunes, and we have like a lot that need to be like at least gotten to around 90% before I feel productive starting new stuff. I feel like I just keep starting new stuff, and we need to finish some of the things we've started. So tomorrow's going to be a work day. If you have any questions about production or anything specific you want me to open up, you want me to break down something, I am more than willing to do that. But just know that if you send a sample submission in, the sample submission probably will not be opened until next production stream, next Friday, not tomorrow. Jaime says got an EP's worth of tracks to work on. Indeed. The titles really have a certain melody to them. What? The titles really have a certain melody to them when said together quickly. Oh, like the collections. Yeah, indeed. I think that covers all the news. Same. I'm starting new stuff and never finishing loop. Yeah, I think the problem. Sorry, I shouldn't open things with the problem. I want to hear Chocolat in 269. Crap, I still haven't learned the initial chords for Chocolat. I only know the bridge chords. Sorry. I can probably figure out the chords if I just focus. If I concentrate. Is that right? No. So maybe. No. Dang it. What is that second chord? Wait, that song is Chocolat. What are you saying? What are you saying, Ube? What are you asking exactly? I feel like it's that note. Maybe it's not. so close. I'm so close, Cyber. I'm so sorry. If I started the bridge, maybe that'll help. I can hear it in my head, but one of the notes is off. Oh, maybe. Maybe does the bass line stay the same? Is that it? That doesn't sound right. I'm sorry, guys. I'll learn it. I'll learn it. I feel like this is like pulling teeth. No one wants to see this. Alpha is tired. At least I woke up before 10:30 today. You're looking healthy. Thank you, Alpha. Feeling healthy. Feeling hungry, but feeling healthy. I will learn it. I will learn it. I will learn it. I'm sorry, Cyber. That's so wild. It's right there. I know it's the first chord, and I know that this is the... Either that's the third chord, or this is the third chord. Oh, crap! Was that it, Cyber? No, that's not it. That's not it. Dang it. Maybe... No, that's not it. I have the third chord now. Something... And then... It's the smoothie making him powerful, says bae. That's smoothie magic. Smoothies are magic. I already went over the news. Where's Crow? You got a square synth on the keyboard? No, this is a sound 269. It was actually a fretless bass, but if you play it on a higher register, it does just sound like a square lead hum. This reminds me of the intro to Doogie Howser for some reason. Do you know the intro to that show? I will see you guys hopefully in tomorrow's stream. Oh, that was called Hush Hour, by the way. I don't know what happened at the end, but I did like it. That only happened because of sound number 269. It's got like that bass. Okay, Rem says, am I too late? Not too late to say goodbye. Thank you for making it into the stream, Rem. But it has been 2.5 hours, which will mark the end of the stream. I hope you have a wonderful Thursday. I want to thank everybody, including Rem, for being respectful to me and polite to each other. I hope you guys do something cool today. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if you guys celebrate or anything. I don't really, so I'll just be here. I'll just be here working on stuff. Maybe playing some Genshin Impact. Maybe probably, possibly, definitely playing some Genshin Impact. And eating something with cheese in it. I will see you guys hopefully in tomorrow's stream. The production stream, morning medley number 270. If you can make it, I'll appreciate it. If not, just enjoy your weekend, guys. Just enjoy what we have. I watered Booba yesterday, and now I'm waiting to see. I'm waiting. I don't even know what I'm waiting to see for. Plants are so stressful. Abo, everybody. Do beep bop beep ba 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 da.